nap, she's 2.5, so it may have been our cell phones that we came here to sleep, so it wasn't ours. Anyways, I'm looking forward to what Smitherman has to say. We brought the message forward to the province of offload delays, that we have ambulances that are stuck at the ER, can't get out there, which is impacting some of our municipalities when it comes to response times. Pelham is one of the ones that are suffering the most, actually. So we understand it, but I do believe he is right. Many of you might not know this. I met with the Dean of Health Sciences on the healthcare initiative that we've launched. Actually, we had our first meeting last week. We will be done by June. It's absolutely fantastic. And Smitherman came down about a month or so ago, and most people don't know, and spoke to the nurses, nursing students at Brock University. A lot of people don't know. And he really said that people are going to have to take a look at how they get healthcare, and it's going to be a different form of healthcare. And I think he's right. Every time something happens, we go to the doctor, and if we can't get to the doctor, we go to the emergency. So we've got people with sniffles in the lineup going to the emergencies. Well, you know what? I know the walk-in clinics, maybe it's not a doctor that you meet with all the time, but that's something you have to take a look at. These community health networks are something we're going to have to take a look at. There's practitioners. We're going to start having to use them. It's going to be a new form of healthcare delivery. And it's not what we're used to with the same doctor that we got when we were born and carries us for the rest of our lives, right? It's going to change, and we're going to have to accept it. And if you get into an ambulance, and you can get into a ER in Niagara Falls, and that means your family that's going to typically rush to Welland now has to go to Niagara Falls, I believe that's okay. That if they can get you into a bed and someone can see you, you're not stuck in an ambulance, and it means you have to go to Niagara Falls, then we drive to Niagara Falls. That's the right thing. But we're going to have to open our minds to the new model of healthcare that's coming, and maybe that might minimize the doctor shortage that we have if we embrace some of these new opportunities. I put the other slide on the right because I thought it was another piece that I could talk to you about. And it was from that branding exercise, transforming. We're transforming, and the brown is from a brown, rigid, mass, fragmented, contrived kind of community. This is what the business community is telling us, all the stakeholders, to an adaptive, green, custom, integrated, and authentic community. We are in a period of transition. I believe Welland's already there. We've done it. Now it's a matter of just selling everybody on the fact that we're here. But that's my job, in partnership with all of you, if you respond to what Mr. Carl said about taking that message out. John, I appreciate that message too. But we are evolving, and I think you're going to be really excited about what's going to come out. I have some final thoughts coming to an end as I look at quarter after. Thought I would talk a little bit about the downtown. And we got $2.5 million from the province, 100% funding our downtown revitalization plans. First time in a very, very long time we've got 100% dollars. It is incredible. And I remember I made that promise to all of you. God, did I stretch that one. At the Oscars A, remember we were down on East Main Street during the Oscars A, and you were actually tripping on those holes. And some of you actually used the bad roads as an excuse because you were walking like this, right? But anyways, I was one. And it was a fantastic event. I said, you know, we are going to fix this road. The region has committed to coming to us, and they have delivered. It's in their budget for 2008, and that we're going to try to get the necessary funds to do the improvement. If you've ever been to Barrie, if you've ever been to Collingwood, right? That's the way our downtown's going to look in a matter of months. You know, it's probably going to take us 2 construction seasons, but it's not going to be the same downtown. And if you look at the top picture, we're having interesting conversations with the region about this, but there's these innovative way, particularly in Barrie, where that they put these impressions into the asphalt that creates the sense of cobblestone look. We actually tested it out. It's right next to the transit terminal. You can take a look at it. Well, they can do any pattern. One we've asked for is a pattern of a rose. So in the middle of the crosswalk will actually be the Welland rose imprinted into our crosswalks all throughout the downtown core. Also, the other picture talks about how we're going to widen the sidewalks, create bump outs, so it's easier to get across the streets. Also, a lot more street furniture, a lot more benches, replacing all the trees in the downtown core, and replacing them all absolutely with LED lights. We were the first city in Canada to bring LED lights to a municipality, second in North America. All of the lights on East Main Street are all going to be LED lights, continuing that tradition. And also gateway signage into our city. And we're going to be using, actually, remember the controversy we had where those aqueduct stones were taken out of the aqueduct because we had to put some of the servicing in for the civic square. We're actually going to take those stones and we're going to use them as the gateway kind of signage, welcome you in. So they're really celebrating that canal history we have. And we've identified 5 or 6 key locations throughout the city that bring you into our downtown core. The other thing that people may not know about, we had asked for some money for the WRCC, and we got to know. I think we had asked for about $400,000. We got 75, which is still great. We got money. Thank you very much to the province. But we rolled in all the infrastructure improvements for the Canal Corporation to connect the canal lands to our downtown core. That was $1 million. We got money to build that 750-seat amphitheater in Merritt Park. That's going to be right there between the Old Welland Club and the monument. We only have to knock out 2 trees. We're right in the middle of the design stage for the floating, because that's important, trees, right? You need the shaded area, right? As you're there sitting in a glass of wine watching the symphony or a fantastic blues festival, right, Mr. Rucci, right there? It'll be bigger and better. Amazing venue with the ability to bring in about another 1,000 portable seats. That's going to be there. Also a boardwalk connecting Merritt Park along King Street with King Street improvements, bringing the water, bringing the edge right down to the water so you can actually get down there. So the picture I have, that's us. That's Luminaqua. It's absolutely incredible what we saw. 5,000 people coming to downtown Welland for a concert with the symphony. And the picture I gave is actually a picture of the Jackson and Triggs amphitheater. We're using the same landscape architect, Janice Rosenberg, who happened to be the architect for the Civic Square. So you're going to now see that connection between the canal lands, the downtown, Merritt Park, King Street to the Civic Square. Next summer, it's going to absolutely transform. It's going to be a completely different downtown, and finally we have responded to the call that we have not turned our back on the downtown. A couple things. Niagara Week was a success. Some of my colleagues were really kind of thrown off by the asks this year, and I think they were absolutely fantastic asks. If you take a look at the slide, it talks about the first ask was a economic development memorandum of understanding. And we were like, well, we need something now. We need something now. Ministers have a 6-month window where they want to do things within 6 months. And when we had our sessions with the chairman led and Mr. Trojan and Patrick Gedge led, no, we have seen some successes working in cooperation with the province of there. What happens if we could take that and put it into paper as a contract, as an agreement? The MOU seems to be the wrong word. It's more of an